Now this video ain't for the faint-hearted. Welcome to the worst footballing injuries ever. I made a video on it last year, which I tell you what, it did absolutely insane. It did absolutely amazing. Now I'm not going to be too greedy and say, can it do just as well this one? Because let's be honest, that was insane. But let's try and hit, like, I don't know, an absolute small fraction of that. Can we hit 3,000 likes on this video? If we manage to do it on this video, I'll bring you guys the most hated players in FIFA 17, okay? And I tell you what, you aren't going to want to miss them ones. They are pretty hated. And obviously last year's one was pretty good, but this year's is different. We haven't got the same injuries, okay? It's not exact same video. We have mixed it up a little bit. Obviously there are some that are still in there because you know what, there's still one of the worst injuries ever, but we've also got fresh ones too. Let's move on to the first player. Now the first one we're going to take a look today is Petr Čech, alright, for his head injury. Now this is absolutely horrific, alright? He's been wearing a headband or a head guard ever since this injury happened. He was playing for Chelsea at the time. It was against Reading. It was bad, alright? And as you guys can see, it is horrible. Like the player's knee and then sort of carried on through, went to hit him in the head. And I don't know if his boot slightly touched as well. Let me know if you think his boot slightly touched his head. But it's that knee that's followed through. It is the knee that's what's caused the injury and the problem, alright? And I tell you what, that's a horrible head injury. And he's been wearing a head guard ever since. As expected, he was stretchered off and obviously played no longer in the game. And actually, it only happened 4 minutes into the game as well. It was super early. Next up is a leg break, alright? We got a left back here today. And he goes by the name of Oviedo. And this is a horrible leg break. Oh, you can literally see from the angle his ankle just and his leg going like that. Oh my god, this is absolutely horrible to watch. I mean, this is really not for the faint-hearted, but this is a horrible leg break. I'm glad he's managed to come back from this and actually get playing football again, because sometimes players never come back from stuff like this. Oh, that was a horrible leg break. Next up, we've got another leg break, right? And this is a double leg break, just as horrible. We've got a guy I really like, and it's Luke Shaw, right? And this was so sad to see. Double leg break, him going into the box. Moreno's gone in with a tackle. I think if we go back and have a look, he won the ball. He sort of looks like he's followed him with both feet though, which is obviously illegal, or should I say not allowed. And you can just see Luke Shaw's leg get caught in between his leg and the ground, and then you can just see it flinging about. Like, you can just tell that's an instant break. Oh, when he's rolling around as well, you can see it. I am really happy for Luke Shaw that he's come back and he looks better than ever. I know he's had a little bit of criticism recently through Rooney or whatever, but he looks strong again. He looks fit, and I tell you what, he looks like he wants it. This is another example of a leg break where a player's actually come back from injury and he's doing his bit, alright? And you've got to reward them players, putting in the hard work and coming back. This one that was not in last year's video. We've got Zouma next up with his horrible leg injury. Absolutely horrible. Goes up for a header and he just flies in the air. Flaney's sort of pulled out for it. He's gone for it and he's landed so awkwardly. His knees bent like inwards that way, like, and it just shouldn't be going that way. It's gone that way, and you can just see he's screaming in instant pain. It's just, this is horrible. It was absolutely the landing. No one was near him. He landed so awkwardly, and it's just made his knee go that way. I mean, that is a horrible injury, and that is the whole point of this video. None of these are going to be nice. I mean, but I don't know which one's worse so far. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. Next up is a player who definitely has come back strong from breaking his leg. We have another leg break, another episode where a player has broke his leg and he's come back probably stronger than ever, okay? He's a fantastic player now. We have Ramsey, of course, which you guys can see on the screen, see the injury. Short cross goes in, big tackle, and it has broke Ramsey's leg instantly. Ramsey knows, he's putting his hand up to say, yeah, I'm done. And you can see his ankle just like, that's horrible. Short cross actually got an instant red today. He was a bit unsure. He had to look up to the card a little bit to make sure it was a red card, but I don't know, you probably can't argue too much because Ramsey's leg is absolutely snapped to pieces after that. It doesn't get any easier more times you see it. It really doesn't. Let's move on, guys. We've had 3 leg breaks, we've had a head injury, and we've had like a knee injury. It's gone that way. I mean, these are bad. Next up, we have a legendary player, okay? A guy who's absolute legend in the game. We have Totti, who has broken his leg in his career previously. Now, this one is a pretty horrible one as well. That is absolutely horrible. And he just says, sub me off, I broke my leg. He gets his leg, his leg goes in between like his body and the ground, and his ankle just bent, and you can just see it instantly. You can see the break as it happened, and that is a really horrible one. But Totti came back stronger than ever, of course, and a legendary player lives on. Roma, we're going to see a legend card of this guy soon. We just are in FIFA, it just has to happen. Next up, we've got a career-ending tackle from this guy, Keane. Now, I tell you what, we don't have the guy, obviously, who got injured in FIFA, so I can't really include him into the team, but let's be honest, This tackle's absolutely horrific from Roy Keane. And they all say this has happened from revenge as well, from when they previously played each other. There was a bit of beef between the two players, and Roy Keane got his revenge, and I think he got a little bit more than what he actually planned to get. I don't think he really meant to end the guy's career. But let's have a look at the tackle. It is high. It is disgusting. It's just it's taking him out. I mean, I tell you what, Roy Keane, that is minging. He knew exactly what he was doing when he was going in for that tackle. I don't think he necessarily meant to end the guy's career, but he meant to hurt him. He got a red card for it, which is deserved, of course. And yeah, I mean, that's just a shame that happened, to be honest. Next up, I'm not sure we have a video for you here, but we have a head injury from Wayne Rooney. Now, this one is pretty horrible. The gash goes right in the middle of his forehead, right out past his hairline, and I tell you what, it is looking quite deep in some of these other pictures we can see here. That obviously have to stitch that up and stuff. Now, this happened from a head injury by Phil Jones in England training session, I believe. I want to know how training for England you can end up like getting a massive scar and a slit in your head. Like, what do they do in training that would allow that certain situation to occur? Did Phil Jones have his boots that high and just cut his head when Rooney went for header low or something? I don't know. I actually don't know what happened with this one. But what I can tell you is that is a nasty gash, and there's been lots of nasty gashes in football, but there's this one picture here that I've included here that just makes this absolutely horrible. It's just looking how deep it is. That is horrible. Next up, we have got a injury that could have ended one of the best players in the world's career. We have Neymar. Now, they are saying, okay, that if the guy's boot, I think it was a Colombian player, Zuniga or something like that, if his boot was like a little bit lower or a little bit higher on Neymar's back, it would have broke a certain part of his back that he wouldn't have been able to come back and play football with. I'm no doctor, but this is what I've read. That, like I say, if it was a little bit higher, a little bit lower, I can't really remember which one it was, then it would have put him out of football for life. It would have broke his back, and that's it. He's not coming back from a broken back. But Neymar's actually had an eye injury recently where his eye was slit open. So he's had a few nasty ones. He's had a few nasty gashes and stuff. He gets taken out a lot for being a tricky player, but this one could have ended his career. Lucky for him, he is back, and I tell you what, one of the best players in the world. Larsson is a legendary card we have here today, 87 rated, and he actually broke his leg as well in his career. And I tell you what, this left leg is looking horrible after this. You can see it there, just bends, and his ankle just goes, and you can see his instant agony and pain as he goes down to the ground. Now, the other guy's leg just comes in behind his leg as his leg hits the ground and just catches it completely wrong. That is absolutely awful timing. And it did break his leg, and it's horrible injury. Leg breaks are horrible. You get some situations where the players come back and maybe they're stronger and better than ever, like Ramsey or whatever. Valencia leg break, he come back a bit of a stronger, better player or whatever. But then you get situations like Eduardo when he broke his leg, alright? Things didn't quite work out for him after that, which is obviously a huge shame, but Arsenal were doing really well at the time. He was doing quite well for Arsenal, scoring lots and lots of goals, and then he had this leg break come and hit him from nowhere, and it really did change things for Eduardo. It did massively. Now let's take a look at this leg break. Let me just tell you, it is not going to be nice, alright? It is not going to be nice, just like every leg break. He picks up the ball here, and I tell you what, he puts the ball away from that guy. Number 4's just come in and absolutely snapped him. Who is it? I can't even read the name on the old... who is that? But Eduardo's hit the ball away. The players come in to snap him. His stud's up high, and you can just see his ankle break away. You can see the bone pop out, and his foot just remain in the same place. That is absolutely disgusting tackle. Studs up like that, and his ankles popped out of his leg. Absolutely horrific. There's no room for that in football. That's horrible. But anyway, guys, here is the 11 worst injuries in football, as you guys can see there. Hopefully I've sort of enjoyed it, or found it interesting. It's not really, you can't really enjoy someone else's leg breaks and stuff, can you? But you can find it slightly intriguing, I guess. That's why you've clicked on the video. We have Czech's head injury. We have Oviedo's obviously broken his leg. Shaw's broken his leg. Zouma's had a really horrible knee injury. We've got a leg break here with Ramsey. Leg break Totti. We've got a career-ending tackle from Keane. We've got Rooney's head gash. We've got Neymar's back injury. And we've got 2 up top with Larsson and Eduardo's leg breaks. But anyway, guys, has been a pleasure as always. Take it easy. Have a good day. Let's smash 3,000 likes on most hated players. Peace.